All right, podcast number 3, WWE's Hell in a Cell pay-per-view came out this past Sunday, and obviously, I hope I sound different on the podcast this time because I just got a new mic and it actually works pretty good. Although it took a few adjustments to get used to it, and because the last two podcasts, it was just me talking on the head like the gaming headphones the whole time, so you're just talking on this little mic, but now hopefully it all sounds good now. And Josh cannot be here at the moment because, like I said in my previous videos, that he's out of commission. But I'm actually here with my bro Bruce.
Hey,
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, Hell in the Cell. And Bruce, I know I told you to send a picture of your reaction to Hell in the Cell, and you gave me like a weird looking, like mad grossed out face type, and that's gonna be the thumbnail on the podcast. And I was like, Bruce, you want to give your first initial reactions, what you thought about this pay per view?
I even though the thumbnail may have been misleading, I actually did enjoy it. It was a pretty solid pay-per-view, nothing groundbreaking, but it was still very good nonetheless, very enjoyable.
All right. I mean, I thought this was a better pay per view than the last one. What was the last one? Clash of Champions? Was it that one?
Yeah, Clash of Champions on the main roster. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Main roster wise, I know. We had NXT, but when it comes to main roster, yeah, obviously, Clash
hmm
of Champions. So, anyways, let's get down to the first match. The first match, shockingly, was Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso for the WWE Championship in a Hell in a Cell I Quit match. Now, first off, I don't understand why they would have two different stipulations into one match because it's Hell in a Cell. So, if it's already Hell in a Cell, it should just be a Hell in the Cell match. But the idea to add an I Quit match, I mean, I prefer it to be an I Quit match because think about it, you have Roman Reigns. He's the big guy. He's tough. There's no way he's gonna give up. And you also have Jay. Is it Jey Uso or is it Jimmy?
I believe it's Jay.
Okay, Jay. Jay, they're booking him to have a strong heart, and yet he is not going to give up. They're not going to book him that way. So I was very interested in that part. Like I was like wondering how is it going to end, but hopefully it doesn't end in a bullshit way like they did with the Fiend at the last Hell in a Cell pay per view.
Well, I agree with you there. I mean, there were moments where I was like, okay, why is this a Hell in a Cell match? If this was just a regular I Quit match, no disqualification, you can literally use anything. I think it would have been just fine. And they only use the cell a couple of times as a weapon, maybe. I don't remember, but that being said, this was still a very strong match. However, I do feel like this was probably the best match of the night. I don't know, this match really stuck out to me personally. I feel like they kind of gave away the best match too soon, but that being said, this was a great story. Great story being told, great acting from both guys. It was fantastic.
I thought the ending because I didn't see the entire match completely because I work on weekends and I got to come back home and I'm barely just catching up to the pay per view. And right when I started seeing the match, it was like halfway through, but that ending um with Jimmy Uso coming in and the whole producers coming in, I was like, oh no, they're gonna say it's a no. It's like a no. What's it called? A no winner policy.
Or something I get like a tie or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a draw. I was like, please don't screw up again. Don't screw up again. It's like we don't need
Yeah.
that.
Don't Randy Orton and Brock Lesnar us at SummerSlam
I
2016.
know. I'm already getting flashback from that, but yeah. But the ending, I was satisfied, and Roman, oh my god, Roman is a good actor in that. Like he was
He
just
has
great.
improved tremendously.
And Roman acting inside that ring was just fantastic. I thought he really gave out like 110% performance. And also I liked the ending to how okay, Jimmy was not Jimmy, my bad. Jay was not going to give up. But the only way to make him say I quit was that he put a hold on Jimmy and was trying to choke him out, and that was the only way to say for Jay to say I quit. And I was like, Okay, now that was actually a good proper way to make him quit. Like you can break down Jay all you want. He's not gonna give up. But if you attack the ones that he loves, then he'll give up.
Yeah, that's very fitting. That makes a lot of sense. He's, family is very important to him in real life and obviously to his character, but man, I didn't see that coming. Like I knew Roman was going to turn on Jimmy, but I didn't expect Jay to quit the way how he did. And with Roman actually crying, I was like, he's crying, dude. He's crying, dude. I was freaking out. I was like, dude, what is happening right now? What am I watching? And then at the very end, you see Roman, like, Roman kind of reminded me of Scar from The Lion King. Just that that smug look on his face after he won. Like, I was like, that reminds me so much of Scar from The Lion King.
Except he didn't get
But,
eaten by hyenas.
yeah.
Spoiler, just in case, people. I'm so sorry.
Well,
But
he practically threw his cousins to the hyenas or
yeah,
to the wildebeest. I don't know, to the
yeah.
wildebeest or whatever.
Okay, we see Roman Reigns come out with the Wild Samoans, and shockingly, I didn't know that they were going to show up. I literally, because I haven't been watching SmackDown as much as I do with Raw, but it was just a shocking surprise to see them and like raising his arms up in victory. I was like, okay, so does that mean the Wild Samoans are they praising the heel, or are they just acknowledging that he is like the tribal chief?
They're acknowledging the fact that he's the tribal chief. He proved it. He earned it. He beat his cousins, and you know, in like what's the word I'm looking for? He showed he retained his dominance, and he showed his family why he's the big dog and why he deserves to be the head of the table, and why his family should acknowledge him as the tribal chief out of respect. If that makes any sense.
True, I get it. But my score for this, I would rank it an 8 out of 10. What about you?
9.
All right,
9 out of 10. I
9 out of
love
10.
that much.
All right. Anyways, next match. Obviously, I don't know why that was the first match of the night, but we gotta continue. Jeff Hardy versus Elias. In this match, I really didn't give any crap about it.
It was okay for what it was.
I was just wondering how this storyline was gonna lead to. It was just a casual match. It wasn't anything special. I mean, Jeff Hardy
Right.
got a disqualification by hitting Elias with the guitar, and it's just pretty much that. It's just pretty much just that. There really wasn't anything special to it.
Yeah, well, this storyline's going to continue on anyways. The whole thing here is a couple months on SmackDown. Jeff Hardy got into a car accident, and Elias was there too. Elias was out for a couple months. I don't know if he had a real injury, if that was a way to write him off TV, or if that was a way just so he could make his new album with his band. But anyways, Elias was out, and Jeff Hardy. They said a guy with red hair did it, so Jeff Hardy thought Sheamus, and then that's why they had a feud for a while, a couple months back, and then Elias came back, but now Elias truly believes that Jeff Hardy was the one that tried to take him out. So now Elias is a bad guy, and they has fight, and it'll blow off in some big way, I'm sure.
Plot twist: it's Rikishi did it all over again. I did it for
For
Jeff Hardy. I did it for the people. I'm sorry, but I was waiting to say that
I did it for Elias. I
with
wanted to walk.
Elias. Anyways, this ranking, it wasn't anything special. I know they're still they're still new with the storyline, but really, I just give it a 6.5 out of 10.
I'll give it yeah, that's a fair grade.
Anyways,
I'll give it the same thing.
all right. Carry on to the next match. Otis versus Miz for the Money in the Bank contract. This is actually the second time in history where I think this is the second time where it was the Money in the Bank contract is put on the line in a match, and the last time we had that was Edge versus Mr. Kennedy,
Hmm.
and Miz beats Otis for the title. I mean, not for the title. Miz beats Otis for the Money in the Bank contract because Tucker hit him in the back with the briefcase and pretty much just screwed Tuck. He screwed Otis over.
Man, this match broke my heart. Even though, like, on the one hand, I'm extremely happy because I'm a Miz fan. I don't care what anyone says, and I've been wanting Miz to win a WWE championship. After 2011, he's always been on the mid card. He was always a tag team champion or United States champion or Intercontinental champion for however many times, and that was cool. Miz showed that he is worthy of, regaining that WWE championship. I understand why fans were mad the first time. He wasn't ready. I get it. He was too young.
But now he is ready.
But now he is ready. And I kind of figured, like, I was really hoping that what they would do with Otis was that they would have like some kind of triple threat match for one of the titles. Otis would win. It would be like a Daniel Bryan kind of moment. And sadly, well, we're not going to get that. But at the same time, so I'm heartbroken about that. But at the same time, I'm happy for The Miz because I've been wanting to see him win some kind of championship, whether it be the Universal or WWE. So I'll be honest with you, I have a love-hate relationship with this match, but be it as it may, the match itself was pretty good. Lots of shocking, lots of twists, lots of athleticism, not to mention a huge shocker from Tucky. And I always kind of had a feeling, even back in NXT, I always had a feeling like, because Tucky kind of reminded me of like, kind of like Razor Ramon, big guy, good build, athletic, but I always felt like Tucky would be a pretty good bad guy if he put his mind to it.
Okay, I can see your point on that. And look, the Miz does deserve the Money in the Bank contract. He has so much potential to be a world champion, which I think he does now. He's got all the chops and the wrestling for it, and I don't have a problem with Miz being the Money in the Bank cash holder. But the issue is, why would you put it on Otis in the first place? Because I feel like
I know.
if you're gonna book someone to win the Money in the Bank contract, why are you putting it on Otis? Because he is not a single wrestler. He is. I mean, no. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are tag team wrestlers who do have potential to move on to be solo, but Heavy Machinery is where Otis belongs. And I just didn't know whose decision it was to put it on Otis in the first place. And second, why if you're gonna put it on him, why are you gonna make him lose it a few months later? It's like, do you not have faith in Otis?
Yeah, it's the same thing with Shinsuke Nakamura. It's like, why did you have him win the Royal Rumble, and then at WrestleMania he doesn't even win the championship? Like Otis is money.
I mean,
People love Otis. They love him and Mandy Rose. They love the storyline that they gave us at WrestleMania a couple months back this year. That storyline with Otis, Sonya Deville, and Mandy Rose and Dolph Ziggler, that was a great story, and it had a great wrap up. Otis got the girl,
I know,
and now, huh?
I know. Beauty got the bee. The beast
Yep.
got the beauty. Beauty got the beast. It's all that stuff, really. But I didn't mean to cut you off. But I'm just saying is that I might have to disagree with you on this because I grew up watching Heavy Machinery and NXT, and sure, Otis is funny when he does the caterpillar and stuff, but I think Vince only sees Otis as a comedic guy. He doesn't see him as a wrestler.
Yeah, something like R Truth or somebody like that. Guys who are pretty good in the ring, but he doesn't quite see him, I guess, as championship material. They're only meant for like comedic relief. And the way how you said I grew up watching Otis and NXT, you make it sound like you've seen him for like the past 20
Well,
years.
no, but I've been seeing him since his NXT debut.
It's true. So have I. I remember.
And I was like thinking, man, this tag team has so much potential to go places. But then once they arrived to the main roster, that's when you knew things screwed up. But anyways, the betrayal, I honestly did not see coming. Either, I honestly didn't know who was gonna win. I'm thinking it was either gonna go two ways. One, Miz was gonna win, or two, Otis was just gonna just look strong against Miz and still carry the briefcase. But him getting betrayed by Tucker, I honestly did not see that coming.
And
But
that's a good.
yeah, that is a good thing. I like unpredictability because I'm a sucker for that stuff. But the only thing I did not like is that when he hit him, it's the way how he hit him. He hits him on the arm, and apparently it does so much damage that it makes him fall 1, 2, 3, and that's it. I'm like, you hit him in the wrong area. That's not gonna be effective. If it's like you're gonna hit him in the arm, that's just gonna be a bruise. It's not like, oh my gosh, I got hit on the arm. I'm gonna fall down and not get up for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I lose the briefcase. No, that is not the case at all.
Well, well, they were trying to sell it like he hit him on the head, but
He
I
missed the
guess
wrong spot,
yeah,
obviously.
he missed the mark, and that's okay. That happens. It's wrestling. People make botches all the time. Jeff Hardy and Jinder Mahal at Crown Jewel a couple
We
years
don't
back.
talk about that one. Oh my god, that was just bad, but it was laughable.
Yeah, we cringed so hard when we saw that. I went over to his house to watch it, and when we saw that, oh man, we cringed so hard, my stomach hurt.
Yeah. So, anyways, what would you give this ranking for Miz and Otis?
I give it a 7.5.
I give it a 7 out of 10. All right. So this, honestly, this was match of the night: Sasha Banks versus Bayley in a Hell in a Cell for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And oh my God, these women kicked ass.
I agree.
I
Now, for me, it was a match of the night, but I could see why you would want to put it as match of the night.
I mean, I thought it was actually pretty good. They had good storytelling. They were, I mean, obviously Bayley and Sasha Banks, they are just great in the ring together because they have so much chemistry and they know each other in and out. And they honestly just teared it up. And it really felt, honestly, I didn't know who was going to win because honestly, and that's another thing that I like. You don't know who's going to win because I'm thinking, okay, either Sasha's going to win or Bayley's going to win and they're going to continue on the storyline. But what really got me was the ending, like the way how Sasha Banks puts Bayley in the bank statement, and not also just any casual bank statement, but she actually puts a chair between her neck and she starts stomping on it with her foot, and I'm like, oh my god, like I was like, that is something I've never seen before, but I really give credit to Sasha for being creative on that.
Honestly, this whole cell match itself was created. Other than this one part where Bailey was trying to make something out of the kendo stick, and it was like kind of an epic fail.
Oh yeah, that was a botch.
But other than that, though, this whole match itself was extremely creative. The story, not to mention the history between these two women and the story that they were able to tell with this match. And yeah, it was, this is a good one.
Yeah, I know you're so speechless right now. You can't even describe it.
Yeah, this is a good one, folks.
I'm saying it might not be as good as Charlotte versus Sasha Banks in Hell in a Cell, but I thought it was second place.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. When it comes to women's Hell in a Cell matches, absolutely.
Like they really give it
That
their all.
is, yeah, that deserves a second place spot.
And shockingly, we don't got any match for the Raw Women's Championship, so that basically shows that WWE doesn't give a shit about Asuka's title.
It is what it is, man. She already defended it a couple weeks ago against Lana, and not to mention they got a kickstart Survivor Series, which they did this week on Raw. So, yeah,
So, anyways, what would you rank this match? I give it a 9 out of 10.
same.
All right,
Yeah, absolutely.
backstage we have the Hurt Business talking about Bobby Lashley going against Slapjack, which obviously this match was not prepared. It was not even set up. They just did it right on the spot, and Bobby Lashley versus Slapjack for the United States Championship. Then again, we can apparently do that match, but we can't do the Raw Women's Championship for some odd reason. Yeah. But it's like, why did this match exist in the first place? It was just bad.
Yeah, there was. I honestly don't even remember the match. The only thing I remember was the ending with Bobby Lashley putting the full Nelson on Slapjack and Slapjack tapping out, but that's the only thing I remember. I do not remember anything about this match.
I don't either. Like, it's just a complete blur to me. And you're right, it's just the ending that really got to me. And there's not much to say about it. Although they look like they're still continuing the feud with Retribution and oh, I was about to say the Hateful Eight, but I was like the Hurt Business. And I thought,
The Hateful Eight.
yeah, like a Quentin Tarantino movie, Hateful Eight. But I don't know why. I guess it's just because it had H in it. But yeah, had they switched the title on Slapjack, then maybe that would have been interesting. Then again, it would have been random, would have been out of nowhere. But I thought that would have been an interesting way to continue the feud if Bobby Lashley were to get screwed out of it and to lose the championship to one of the members of Retribution. That way to create more intensity. But they didn't do that. It was just basically a squash match.
Yeah, the way how they've been booked booking Retribution like I don't even know. Like they just haven't been booking Retribution like strongly. Like they booked them as like they look like powerhouses when they first came in. They were screwing everything up and then throwing Molotov cocktails and all that. And now they're always losing to Bobby Lashley. They're practically like Bobby Lashley's like whipping boys. So
Aren't they like burying Retribution? Because that's what I've been hearing.
I don't even know, Sean. Like I haven't really been keeping up with like Wrestle Talk news or anything like that, but I don't know, Sean. I don't know why they're burying them. I don't know why they kickstarted an idea that looked really cool and then they throw it away. I guess Vince thought that he was getting a Whopper, but instead he got a Happy Meal. If that makes any sense, I don't know.
Wow, throw fast food restaurants under the bus, why don't you?
I don't know, Sean. That's the best way how I can
Analyze it.
yeah, analyze it or just give you some kind of reference.
All right, fair enough. Anyways, I would rank this match a 1 out of 10. It's really just bad in general. It was completely worthless.
Yeah, same thing because I don't remember it.
Last match of the night: Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE. Is it WWE Championship?
Yes,
Okay, sorry. If I messed up at the beginning of Roman Reigns versus Jey, if I said WWE Championship, I apologize. That was for Universal Championship. But for this one's for the WWE Championship. And Randy Orton shockingly beats Drew McIntyre cleanly. He tries to go for the what's it called, the
Claymore.
Claymore. Yeah, thank you. He goes for the Claymore. He misses. Randy Orton turns around and hits him with an RKO, pins him 1, 2, 3, and that's pretty much it. And honestly, I did not see Randy Orton at all winning this feud between him and Drew McIntyre, but shockingly, they put the title on him.
Yeah, it. I was shocked. I was like, wow, But the best part about this is at the end where you ask yourself is, okay, where are they gonna go from here? Randy Orton's a 14-time world champion. He's catching up to John Cena,
And
and
congrats to Randy Orton, by the way.
yeah, congratulations to him. He's now a 14-time world champion. They're trying to push that because they're trying to push the fact that if they can beat Ric Flair's title reign, which technically Ric Flair won like
More
every
than that,
championship. The
but
last time was from Dusty, I think.
yeah. But anyways, they're gonna still keep continuing this feud between Drew and Randy Orton. Although, I don't know if you noticed, but they actually said backstage that when Drew McIntyre fell off the Hell in a Cell and landed on the table, that was actually a tribute to Shawn Michaels when he fought the Undertaker.
That makes yeah. That yeah, I you know what? That makes all the sense in the world. That's what happened. Yeah, because like, did you ever watch the match?
The Shawn Michaels match?
Yeah,
Yeah, of course.
that was from Bad Blood '97. Yeah,
Here's the thing, though. Did they kind of make Drew McIntyre look weak, though? Because if you really think about it, in the Clash of Champions, Drew McIntyre did beat Randy Orton in the ambulance match, but that was because he also had help from Shawn Michaels, Christian,
hmm
and Ric Flair, and who's the other person? Big Show.
Big Show.
Yes, but the issue is now you put him in a Hell in a Cell match where no one is gonna be able to help you. Everyone is confined and restricted, and when you finally face each other 1 on 1, McIntyre actually loses clean. So does that make McIntyre look weak against Randy Orton?
No, because he beat him the first time.
Yeah, but he beat him the first time because he had help.
No, the first time that they fought was at SummerSlam.
Really?
Yes, you didn't watch it?
I probably didn't watch SummerSlam, or maybe I kind of forgot.
Yeah, he beat him at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I must have forgotten about that one. Sorry.
Nah, don't worry about it.
But I could be wrong on that. So I guess in a way,
No, McIntyre like even fought like a bunch of times on Monday Night Raw, and McIntyre always beat Randy Orton with the Claymore. Even backstage, he would just beat the heck out of him. So no, this does not make Drew look weak at all. If you've been keeping up with the TVs and the pay-per-views, and if you saw the entirety of this whole feud, this has been a heck of a ride, and it's been entertaining. But no, this is just an upset for McIntyre.
Well, I guess you got on point. Honestly, you actually changed my opinion on that, which I honestly thank you. And yeah, I can actually see your entire point, and it does make sense.
Yeah,
So, what would you? This wasn't the best Hell in a Cell match. I thought the Roman Reigns one was better. I thought the Sasha Banks one was better, but this was probably the weakest Hell in a Cell match out of the in comparison. What happened throughout the rest of the night?
I agree. It was the weakest, but it was still very entertaining. I'm not saying it was a bad match by any stretch of the imaginations. However, it's still worth the watch.
Yeah, I would rank this a 7.5 out of 10. I don't know, maybe you might be higher, you might be lower. Well, how would you rank this?
8.
8. Okay, so it's kind of close.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is it. Hell in a Cell pay per view 2020, and this was our podcast. And thank you, Bruce, so much for being on here again. I know you always keep up with wrestling as more than I do, so you're always there to help support and even bring up some stuff that heck I can't even bring up because I'm always focusing on other stuff besides the podcast.
Gotcha.
All right.
And
Oh,
by the way, is this going to be advertised by Snickers or Slim Jim?
we ain't the WWE. We're not a public sports entertainment company.
But however, this podcast will indeed leave you sports entertained.
Yeah, but
Boom.
yeah, but this is pro wrestling, not sports entertainment.
Yeah, but this podcast will give you some attitude.
Oh, we gotta have attitude. I just like how we're just messing around. We're not even taking that part seriously.
I
But
know.
I feel like you.
Slim Jim, please sponsor us. I eat your products.
Anyways, guys, if you like this podcast, please give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe here to the channel if you haven't already. And we'll talk here about more wrestling content for the next pay per view match. What's the next one? Survivor Series.
Yeah, Survivor Series.
Yeah. So, anyways, look forward to that. And until then, we will see you in the next podcast.